Hello everybody. So after my last video you knew that I had to go back to that vintage stock. I'd barely even touched what was in there. And I was not disappointed. Look at all this. Look at all this good stuff. Now, this one was a little bit more difficult. There wasn't anything that I just knew right off the bat. All right, this is a great card. This is gonna be worth money. There's a lot of foils. A lot. You can tell by the bends where the bends are. See that? Those are older foils. So let's kind of go through, see what I was able to find. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna how I'm gonna do on this one. So there's a little bit of there's a lot of unknowns. So we'll just kind of go through and see what we find here. So we'll just kind of separate these by foils and non-foils as we go. So first is Epiphany Storm. No clue if that has anything. Chandra's Fury, M15. You can see the bend. Look at the bend in that. Wizard's foiling sucks. Look at that. Brute Force. This is a cool card. I actually had one of these for a Sun Tzu. I can't remember anyway. There's a Tiny Leaders deck I was trying to put together that had a bunch of red and white and blue instants. And this is a foil version of that. I think this might have some value, but again, we'll find out when we get looking. Blind Spot Giant, a couple of those. This is an older foil, Bola Warrior. Now look how good this is. No bend. Well, little bend. But I mean, this is relatively newer. But really kind of cool. I like that. Craterize, destroy target land. But look at the cost. I wish I was Stone Rain. That's what this says to me. There's another older foil. Fiery Fall. Dark Temper. Fall of the Hammer. Okay, Havoc Festival. I thought that was kind of cool. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player loses half his or her life rounded up. Ranger's Path. Now, when I was here at this particular vintage stock that I went back to, the box had not been touched since I had been there. The cards were in the order that I had left them in. The way I had left it, it was still there, so no one had been in there. There's Matter Reshapers, a couple of those. Naturalize. And what I thought was what I thought was interesting. Obviously, no one had touched it, but you can really see that when they go through and they throw stuff in, they throw a lot of stuff. I actually had to turn back a lot of cards. Ooh, look, the foil sliver. I think this is from the Sliver premium deck, maybe. Anyway, I actually there was a lot of foils that I found and a lot of rares that I found that I was just like having to turn down. I'm like, no, not even going to bother with it. Specifically, like newer foils. Look at this guy. That's old school. That's from Alliances. Lord of Tressorhorn. This was a really cool card back in the day. He's beat to crap, though. I mean, look at the damage. Look at that. Bent. But put it in a sleeve, and it'll work for EDH. So... But anyway, I could have probably had twice to three times as many cards if I just did foils. And it was crazy. I'm like, so I had to start going, all right, what foils literally don't do anything? So there was a bunch of like core set foils that just, they were creature summons, didn't have any rules text. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to grab any of these. Look at this guy. That is a cool foil. That is old school. Onslaught, I think? I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I know this is a much older set. Severed Legion. It's in pretty good shape. You can see on the surface there's some where people were touching it, but overall it's in good shape. Bident of Thessa. So it's one of those. At some point you have to decide, all right, is this something that could be worth value? Is this something that is not worth anything and just looks cool? So we'll see. You know, maybe I hit it, maybe I didn't. There's a ton of Shivan dragons, so and not even like a cool printing. They were all the new version. If it was something newer, I would have totally, or older, I would have totally grabbed it. Like if it was revised or something. Woodstalker. Lay of the Land. There's another cool old foil. That's Odyssey, I'm pretty sure. Gift to the Gargantuan. Again, looked kind of cool. Mana dork of some kind, but get mana equal to your devotion, so that's kind of neat. Just look at all these cool. I mean, these are just awesome foils. Stuff you're not gonna see every day, at least not in this type of volume. That's Innistrad, I think, original Innistrad. I mean, just look. I mean, these older ones are really cool. Maro Chomper, Assassinate, Grixis Battle Mage, Grim Discovery. This is original Zendikar, I think. Another Last Rites. Now, this is cool. Check this out. So, Force Spike Legends. I don't think there's a ton of value here because I'm pretty sure this has been reprinted a number of times, but it's cool to see the Legends version. And then I think this is Italian or Spanish, one of the two. But I like that. I ended up with a play set of Force Spikes. Megrim, Drafna's Restoration. That's another cool as Antiquities. More. Look at that. More foils. Negate. Look at that. That is so cool. Another Dark Temper. And then they had some basic lands. That's from one of the Kamigawa sets. Snow Covered from what was that? What was the newer one? Cold Snap. No, I can't remember the name of it. But basically the third part of the Ice Age block that they kind of made years later. So two of those. Two of the regular Snow Covers. I know these got some value. They're played. They're not too bad of condition. The fronts are a little worn, but so. But I know that Snow Covered lands are gaining some traction for some reason. General's Regalia. This Mercadian Mask. Look at this. This was cool. I don't think I've ever seen one of these cards. These two cards in one. That was foil. This happens to be a rare, I think. Illusion and Reality. Remove Soul. 10th edition. Zealous Guardian, Safehold Duo, Rite of Ruin, a couple of those, Titan's Revenge, that one's beat to crap, Knowledge Pool, Executioner's Hood, that just looked really cool, Millstone, Fiery Fall, Glacial Ray, look, I mean, just look at all these, I mean, it's foil, all these foils, good night. Vile Rebirth, several of these things, Vile Rebirth. So, another Kamigawa block. Brain Bite. There's the Deaf Duelist again, foil this time. And these are just mana rocks that I don't have. So, figured I'd go ahead and grab those. Filigree Angel. When he enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life for each artifact you control. Kind of neat. Whim of Fates. Manolith. This is a common one, but again, I just don't have it, so grabbed it. Spell Blast, Riptide Survivor. There's another older foil. Raven's Crime, Mystic Retrieval, Infiltrator Ilkor. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. This is probably $12, or I don't know, with tax probably about 12. So I'll put it all. I'll add it all up. We'll put it down. I'm gonna look all of this up, and we'll see how we did. I think the first half from what I got at that store the other day is going to prove to be better than this stuff. Just because once I got into it, I'm like, all right, there's just a lot of foils. I'm not sure what's what, but I don't know. We'll see. There's one more vintage stock here in town that I need to go visit. I'm probably going to try to visit them later this week and see what I can pick up, and then I'm going to be done. What I like to do is I'll hit all the vintage stocks in town, and then I wait at least a month or two before I go back. And the reason I wait is, you know, I don't know when they stock their box, when they pull everything out, put it in the, because they sell long boxes too, like 5,000 count, 5,000 count, 500 count boxes. And the way I understand it, the way it was described to me, is that they take everything that was in their common box. When they get their next collection in, they'll pull everything out of that common box. They'll stick it into one of those long boxes. They'll divide it up into however many boxes they can get it into. So tape them up or wrap them up. They sell those for like, I think $20 or $30 or $50, depending on which size you buy. And then they, whatever that new collection is, after they've quote unquote sorted it, as you can tell, there's a bunch of rares in here that they definitely didn't sort through, and valuable cars they didn't know what they were getting. So then they take those cards and they just stick them in the common box. But there's only so many collections out there that where people are going to come into one of these stores and put them in. So there's been times where I've gone a month later. It's the exact same thing that I've gone through previously. I can tell just by the order of cards. And I'm like, all right, this isn't worth doing. But so most likely this, after I visit the other store later this week, this might be the last one for a while. But anyway, I'm gonna look all these up and let's see how we did, and we'll come right back. And I don't know, maybe we hit the jackpot and we don't even know it. All right, thanks. Stay tuned. Okay. I really did not think we were going to do this good. I seriously, $10? Essentially everything in my hand more than paid for what the actual investment. So I spent just over $13 total, plus tax, and this essentially paid for that. Everything else though was just gravy. So in total value, I can't believe I got over $100. That's crazy. Super happy about it. Mind you, some of the cards are not in near mint condition, so I'm sure that price is going to be a little bit less once I try to unload these. But man, that's got to be the biggest one so far. Like I said, I'm going to try one more vintage stock here in town, probably a little bit later this week. We'll see if I don't think I can get this lucky again. That would be just insane. I guess my luck's got to run out at some point, right? But again, we'll probably check out that vintage stock. That'll be the last one for at least a month or two, just to give the vintage stocks a chance to cool off and get some new stock in. After that, since those are going to be dried up for a while, I don't want to keep dipping into those honey holes. I might go to a couple of the flea markets that are here in town. I know there's some guys who sell cards there. Maybe I can find something in their common boxes or 10-cent card boxes. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more craziness like this, and we'll see you next time.